quality is horrible. I was wondering why, and I was reading the alerts. Apparently there's a refinery burning, I guess, some stuff, and the bad air is going around to various cities. And what did I read today? I think this first one was interesting. It was a follow-up story to that person who flew his drone around a concert and crashed it. And this one here, they explained what the result was, and as well they showed a video. This one says, man convicted for illegal drone use at Brighton concert. A man who crashed a drone at a concert at Brighton Beach has been convicted in the first case of its kind in court. Giles Dabby flew a drone over Brighton Beach during a concert. He lost control of the aircraft, which then crashed into the stage during a live music performance. Footage shows how the aircraft flew just over the heads of people in the audience during the event. Well, that is pretty, I guess, crazy for what the guy was doing, considering from what I gathered too, he didn't have much experience as well. It says, at Brighton Magistrates Court on January 4, Dalby admitted recklessly or negligently causing or permitting an aircraft to endanger a person or property. He had used a drone contrary to the air navigation order during the incident on July 24, 2022. It is believed to be the first prosecution of its kind under the legislation. Dalby, 39, formerly a fire safety worker of Devonshire Place, Brighton, was fined £576 with a £230 surcharge and £85 cost. That's kind of ironic, I guess, in some ways, due to the person's background and all that. It says Sussex Police and the UK Civil Aviation Authority are releasing the footage to highlight how Dalby's use of the drone was illegal and put those attendants at the concert in danger. So a first of its kind is kind of interesting because in a lot of these cases, there is no court case to kind of dictate, okay, what can we go by in terms of what to punish somebody, for example, or what is considered, quote, dangerous in many ways. And it goes on here to say, Dalby operated a drone above a crowded beach concert on Brighton Beach. He lost control of the aircraft, which then crashed into the stage near to a musician who was in the middle of a live performance. Dalby is fortunate that no one was harmed, but this case should act as a reminder to all drone operators about how to stay within the law. I'm just thinking about that. I don't think this has so much to do about laws per se. It's more about general common sense. I don't think, for example, people will necessarily stop doing things like these if they really want to. And as well, it comes down to hands-on experience, not actually just forcing people to learn, let's just say, laws about aircraft, manned aircraft laws, for example, that's meant more for traditional passenger planes and so forth. I mean, case in point here in Canada, look who crashed their drones into manned aircraft. The RCMP, correct? And they should be technically the, quote, poster child. And they kind of double down with that point too, where in this case, they're kind of implying in many ways, if you follow their, quote, rules, you will be safe. It says here, drones can be great fun to fly and undertaking more and more useful rules, such as delivering medical supplies. However, they must be flown safely, and this incident shows what can happen if people don't follow the rules. Our drone code provides a simple guide to the rules along with advice on how to enjoy flying your drone. Again, I don't think that's the case in general, where the, quote, rules in general make the operator safer. Is more about experience and all that. But either way, they will take full advantage of this, I guess. Kind of like how they implied here, they're showing it to show people the, quote, dangers of it. So let's see how many people actually push this. And speaking of dangerous drones, as you know, around the world there's war going on and various countries are using drones for military applications. How about this one though? It's kind of interesting, where apparently there's a reward put out to try to track down, I guess, someone that's being accused of helping Iran develop its drone tech. This one says reward up to $15 million for info on IRGC-linked businessman. Hossein Hatefi Ardakani helps Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps acquire technology for production of attack drones. IRGC drone sales help fund his terrorist activities. Got info on Ardakani's businesses, and they say contact them. And you can see in this little ad here, it says he's a businessman who has helped the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps acquire sophisticated technology for weapons production. I was thinking too, $15 million to hunt this guy down? Holy smokes. Is the guy really that influential and, let's just say, wealthy for them to want to offer this kind of bounty for it? At the same time, he's probably going to go hiding afterwards, huh? But people often say a lot of people have their price, so maybe they will rat him out, but it's kind of interesting. And this was kind of an interesting piece of news that was going around. Apparently there was this video game released recently called Palworld, and it was really successful, it seems like. based on the launch. They got millions of downloads and all that, a lot of press coverage. But one of the controversial things about this game is it seemed like it copied the game Pokemon, except it's more of a violent theme, like you're actually shooting the creatures and all that. So you can read this verse here. It says, Pokemon Company to investigate copying claims. Fans have been pointing out similarities after the new title exploded in popularity this week. In its first statement since, the Pokemon Company said it would take appropriate action if it found its copyrights had been breached. The boss of Palworld maker Pocket Pair has said the game passed legal checks before release. Palworld quickly earned the nickname Pokemon with Guns when its first trailer was unveiled in 2021. Like the popular Nintendo franchise, it also centers around collecting dozens of strange creatures with different abilities, and it was the designs of Palworld's companions that sparked copycat accusations, which resurfaced after its extraordinary launch on PC and Xbox last Friday. Some commentators went as far as suggesting the new game had directly copied from the bigger title, a claim neither company has directly released. But the Pokemon Company has put out a statement which doesn't name Palworld but refers to, quote, another company's game released in January 2024. It says it has received many inquiries about the title and had not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets. And to reiterate how successful it was, they even say here, Palworld has sold 8 million copies since it was released in early access. And the interesting thing about this too, even though there's no formal legal court proceedings or anything like that with this, some people are alleging, for example, people creating videos of it on YouTube, that the Pokemon Company has actually been copywriting claim videos where people are playing this game, for example, which that's kind of weird if that's true anyways. Again, it makes me wonder if they actually took this to court legally, what could they use against the company in general? One, it could be, as they say, intellectual property, because in the game you throw like these, quote, Pokeballs and you catch monsters, and kind of in this game you're doing the same thing, you're throwing balls and you're catching like a monster and all that. Or the other accusation, which is more of a theory, is they're saying the company potentially stole the company's assets, character designs or something like that, literally, and just tried to modify it. I mean, is this kind of suspicious when you look at it in many situations anyways? It seems like it's a ripoff, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Again, this company is really aggressive with its IPs and stuff, to my knowledge anyways. right, see you guys later.